Okay. So the reason I've opened up our optional Zoom room is because I'm experimenting with a new way to deliver information and resources and stuff like that to you guys as students, by way of doing something with announcements. So let me go here. Since I am recording for this stuff accessible later on, there's two things you need to keep in mind. This microphone that I'm talking into is hot, so that means that it can pick up your guys' conversations and stuff around here. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying don't talk, but like just be aware that there is a microphone. So it's a good skill to have in mind. The second thing, where these, since I also have a mic, that means my voice is going to be broadcast. So that means it's going to come out of your computers if you don't mute your machines. So shouldn't be an issue because a lot of the times if you just don't join voice, nothing happens. So we're good there. But if it becomes a thing, we can experiment. That's why this is a work in progress. So if you will look at Canvas announcements, what I've done in previous classes, or what we're trying to do now, this is all goofed up for some reason, but what I'm going to do is make an announcement for the week. Right now, this is our today to Friday. And then every day I'm going to post the exact same agenda that's behind the board, as well as any Zoom room recordings that we take during the day. So that way, if you're absent, you have access to what we've covered in class, at least generally speaking. Again, I'm not going to record the entire lecture, so it's still important that you get here if you can. But if you're sick or something has happened, right, I do understand, but just know that I'm not going to record my entire lecture, just the Zoom room portions of it. Okay, so with that out of the way, that's the work in progress. Once we finish this Zoom lecture, quote unquote, I'll post it to that Monday agenda, and we'll go from there. Okay, so sorry, going back on track here. Phones live on air. I always like to, when we come off of a break, when we come off of some time off, to kind of do a little expectations re-review to kind of make sure we're all on the same page, get you guys reintroduced to kind of the school process, the school routines. And that means I've made some adjustments. I've done some changes, and I want you guys to practice with me. So the new live on air rule, it's pretty similar to the last one, just with a quick change. You guys are almost adults. You're getting closer to being a fully fledged adult here. And so with that comes different responsibilities, different privileges, and different things that you have to know how to use and when is appropriate and stuff like that. So all of that is to say, you guys have been pretty good about keeping your phones away, this class especially, when we're on the air, but it's not been what I'm looking for exactly from a teacher-student perspective. So I'm also following this rule. We're going to change it up a little bit. When we go live, like we are live right now, for example, instead of just putting your phone away in your pocket or face down on your desk, now when we're live, your phone has to go into your backpack and onto the floor, so that I'm following my own rule here. My phone is away while I'm lecturing. This also is going to keep me efficient as a teacher so that I don't talk the entire day. You guys will still have access to your phones at some point during the day, but this is just to help us all focus when we need to and work and use the tools that we have accessible when it's appropriate. So right now, your guys' phone should be zipped in your bag, or at least in, like mine's just in the pocket, but off of your person and out of your field of view. I get so distracted by my phone. It's devastating. So I know how hard it is for you guys too. I just need you to put it away while I'm lecturing, and so that we're all on the same page here. Okay, eating in class. This is not really an issue in this class. I mean, I can't tell exactly who's eating when, besides the fact that you like literally do it, but in some of my other classes, I'm finding lots of gum wrappers. I'm finding lots of granola bar wrappers, lots of like snacks and stuff like that left behind at the desks. So you guys are already not supposed to be eating in class, and especially not supposed to be leaving your trash behind. So if you need to eat in here, don't leave your garbage. Don't leave your gum wrappers. Just stuff like that is generally respecting the room and respecting the tools, is keeping it clean. So just that's something I've noticed. You can see my little collection is growing up here by the front board. Yeah, just don't litter is basically my gist here. Okay, we talked about the new agenda and video process. So this is our whole agenda, and it is attached to the thread for the week. I wish it wasn't all busted like this. It's going to bother me, but whatever. Each day I will post the agenda as it is on screen so you can reference what we're going to go over. And then each day I'm going to attach relevant information, which we'll go over these expectations review here in just a second, to that specific day. So it'll look like there should only be 5 main replies, and then all the extra stuff is going to be contained, attached to that specific day. So Monday, for example. All right, so if you guys want to practice this with me while your phones are zipped up, you'll be able to see the expectations that I'm about to go over on the board behind me here on your screens as well. So if we go to the expectations here, I've updated these today, coming off the break. I just want to make sure we're all clear on how this classroom works, how to give you guys the most time possible, the best learning environment. These are the expectations that I've come up with and decided work best for our room. Keeping that in mind, I am the one who's decided this here. So if you have input or opinions or something like that, let me know. I'm willing to work with you guys. But these are just what I need as a teacher from you guys as students. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. So obviously no food or drinks. We talked about that. You guys are good about it, but just in the future, we're in a computer lab. You can't have food or drinks. On the specific drink front, this is new. Any drink that cannot seal. So that's hot coffee cups, hot tea cups, paper cups, soda cans, fast food cups, anything like that cannot be at your desk, period, at all. Here's what I've got. These are my two, my coffee and my water bottle. Both of these have threaded sealing lids. So bottles of stuff like water, like ones that you buy, like vending machine ones, I mean, those are okay because those can seal. Anything that can spill is basically the line where you cannot have it at your desk. It has to go to drink jail over by the sink. You can drink those drinks in drink jail, just not at your desks. So the biggest one, especially in the early days, or the early parts of the day, is coffee. And if you're in some of my later classes, like after lunch, the fast food cups, just cannot have that at your desks here. Okay, so phones and backpacks when on air is our new thing that we're doing for being live. So you guys' phone should still be put away. Your distracting tabs, I assume, are closed. There's only one of me, right? Turn in assignments by the deadline. You guys have been really good about that. We've had bigger assignments, so not as many here. And this is one of my smaller classes, so you guys are good there. But that deadline is there on purpose so that you guys have the ability to flex some things around because there's no dedicated homework. I know you guys have classes that do have a lot more homework than mine. So if you need to spend your time doing those and then just turn in mine a little bit later, that's totally fine. That's why the deadlines are there. You just have to communicate with me because unfortunately I can't read your minds, but you guys get that. Using your class time wisely and being responsible. This feeds into a lot of the different expectations here, especially class time wisely for assignment deadlines, and responsibility is no food or drinks, keeping your phones away, right? Being an adult when you need to be, when it's important to be. Keep your desk space clean and keep your hands on your own computers. Again, you guys are, this is not a hugely relevant detail for this third period specifically, but just keeping in mind hands on your own computers or your own materials for this class, just in general. Okay, so moving away from the lecturing. Sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to say you guys are being bad because you're not. But these are just things that I want to make sure we're all on the same page with. Okay, now, more positive in a sense. Trying and failing is always going to be better than not trying. I expect you guys to fail in the best way. I know that sounds a little harsh, but hear me out here for just a second. That's one of the, in life, in studio graphic arts, in your other classes in general, this is going to sound weird for me to say, but failing is one of the best things that you can do because then you learn what doesn't work. You learn what didn't quite pan out the way that you intended. The best part about that is you have that information to use in the future. You can grow from it. There's no such thing as losing, as the some old saying. You either win or you grow, right? If we're going to break it down like that. So trying and failing, giving something a shot is always going to be better than not trying at all because you're scared to start, because you're not sure how to do something, maybe because you're overwhelmed, burnt out, right? There's a ton of different reasons in this super busy world that we live in that is going to make it harder to try something new. But if you try and fail, at least you made an effort, right? That's what I'm looking for, is efforts. And so, because I want you to make something that you are proud of, I understand that that's going to be different for everybody. I want you guys to make the thing that you want to show off, that you're excited to talk about. Even if it's not exactly what the classroom requires, like the rubric or the test or whatever I'm looking for, if you're proud of it, that's more what I'm looking for. In this case of high school, you can, college might be a little bit more intense about doing it correctly, but I care that you guys are experimenting and trying something here. Does that make sense? All right, cool. We got the big three, right? This is not an issue, but it's something that you need to be aware of, right? Everyone is welcome here. I love seeing all of your different artistic perspectives, the different experiences you guys have had, what you're able to create. And then everyone has an equal seat at the table in this room. Everyone brings something valuable to this class. Obviously, I love seeing what you guys are creating, especially in the world building scheme, the room designing scheme. When we get into character design, I'm excited for that. I love seeing what you guys are bringing, and everyone is bringing something valuable, even if artistically, artists in general, this is me talking from my artist perspective. I don't want to show off a lot of my stuff because I think it's not good. But that thing that I'm bringing, even if it's not good or not finished or I don't like it, whatever, it's still valuable. It's still a part of our community, if that makes sense. And then hate of any kind will not be tolerated. Obviously, pretty easy to not be a hateful person, but that is an expectation in here and will be dealt with accordingly if it ever becomes an issue. Okay, and then just some more general kind of housekeeping stuff, moving away from the philosophical. Return your bathroom passes to my monitor up here. They're going to be hanging right here always, not the one with the pride flag, but the other one, your right-hand side. Always return those there and sign out when you leave the room. I can tell when you do neither. I know when you guys have not signed out. I know when you've not taken the pass. So just so that we're all, no one gets in trouble, me or you. Take your pass and sign out. The sign out sheets are, there was one next to Mount Rainier and there's one next to the light switch by the back door. If there's not a pass, please wait for one, unless it's a bathroom emergency, an outdoor emergency, whatever, then go deal with it and we'll figure it out later. And then finally, this is a little bit more relevant to web design, but save everything to a cloud or the flash drive has not been an issue for this class. It's just something that I expect that it's in a safe place that you can access outside of this lab. So very careful about saving anything to the computer. Always double check where you've saved something. And then I always save when I'm working digitally about at least every 10 minutes, but I'm also paranoid and do it too frequently. So, because I've just lost work before. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on the classroom expectations as they've been updated? Are we all good there? Okay, sweet. So let's check our agenda and see what we've got next. Those are also available here if you ever need to reference. It's exactly copied and pasted from my screen. We did our expectations review, and how many of you guys watched the Monday morning message in your first period? 2, 3? Okay, that's fine. I'm debating because I'm trying to figure out like how many of the teachers are actually showing them because I've just started, so I'm behind the curve. Anyway, that was for first period. Okay, so does anybody have any questions on some of the housekeeping stuff, anything like that? Are we good? All right, so because I kind of want us to gently get back into the swing of things, and I also need some time to readjust to working again, right? Today's just kind of a study hall, doodle time, practicing hands, perspective, facial features, stuff that we covered before the break. Just generally practicing, doodling, low expectations, you know, to kind of get back into the idea of creating art like we do in this class. So this week, we're going to be getting into some more figure drawing and character design. And then our goals for today are to know where to find resources like this thread right here, understand how some classroom procedures have changed, like the expectations, and just generally get back into the swing of things today. Does all that make sense? Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions? Any concerns, comments, music requests? Okay. I'm gonna end the Zoom room. We'll go off the air. It means you can take your phones out of your bag or away from where they've been put away. And yeah, that's all I've got for you guys today. Tomorrow we will have a much more focused day. So come prepared to do some drawing tomorrow. All right, thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna close this up.